Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I am here with the review for The Never Ever Mets. This is season 1, episode 3. I know this review is very late. It's actually 12:30 a.m. It is now Monday morning. I just got off of work not too long ago. I know I should have done the review on Saturday, but the day just got away from me, y'all. I am really sorry, and I apologize for doing the review this late. But I'm gonna tell you this: I think y'all gonna like what I'm about to give on today. It's going to be one of those extra special ones. I just got done working out. I watched the show while I was working out. And when I tell y'all they had me on an incline of 12 and I was moving at top speed on the machine because these folks had me hot. They had me messed up. So I'm not even going to ask for a cuss word allowance. I'm just going to let you know now there is going to be cursing. Y'all ain't seen me like this since old girl on Ready to Love with all that curly hair that was trying to be disrespectful and claim a man that was not hers. Y'all remember the season I went off on her? Y'all ain't seen me like this. It's been a couple months. And I'm lit and I done poured me a glass of wine. Does that defeat the purpose of me doing cardio? Probably so. But stay out of my business and I'm going to stay out of yours. Let's talk about what happened on this show. Okay, so the episode actually starts with Josh and not me forgetting people's names already. Josh and his woman waking up from a good old night in the boom boom room. I think it's disgusting that they only have one room, like one intimacy suite. I guess they washing the sheets, but they could have gave them 3 or 4. I mean, at least as many as couples that you have, but whatever. I don't have time to talk about that though. I want to jump straight into the foolishness. So Aaron and Diamond are pulling Brandon and Sienna to the side so they can discuss what happened last night. I don't like any of this, and I'm going to tell you why. I understand that Diamond and Aaron are the elders of the home. I understand that they are preachers' kids and they probably got a little church in them. But that doesn't mean y'all get to come over here and be everybody's smooth ass auntie and uncle. Nobody asked y'all to do that. And while I do agree that they probably are doing a good job getting people to open up, they're there for the same reasons that everybody else is there. And I don't like when shows like this or dynamics where there's couples, we assume that just because you have age, you have wisdom. Because that's not always necessarily the case. And I may not want my relationship to look like y'all's relationship looks. Secondly, y'all are here for the same purpose we're here. So y'all don't need to be sitting down counseling everybody, discussing the ins and outs of everybody's relationship dynamic. Y'all need to discuss your own relationship dynamic. But I'm going to get on them a little bit more in a minute. But I think the power dynamic is imbalanced when things like this happen. And it doesn't give the couple that's doing it time to focus on themselves. So if these two end up falling out, guess what? All the other couples is going to be like, oh my gosh, our elders, our parents aren't going to make it. Now they look like mom and dad. And I just don't think that should be going on. All of y'all are on the same level, in my opinion, because you all came to the same show. But let's move on. So they talked to Brandon and Sienna about what happened. Basically, they're trying to get Sienna to understand that you can be a little hot-tempered. You need to make sure that you give him time to communicate. They had like a guitar pick, and whoever had the pick is who could talk. And Sienna was not doing well with that. She kept talking over Brandon even when he had the tool in his hand to speak. She also says that he has like a nervous laughter that triggered her. And he says it's just something that he does. It's like almost like a nervous tick. It wasn't that he was laughing at her and her emotions. It's just something that he does. And she didn't know where that was coming from. I don't recall him doing that nervous laughter when she called him the B word. So I felt like that was a little bit of a cop out. Like that may have happened before she said it. But what set her off was what he said when he said that she was flip-floppy. That's what set her off. So I thought that part was interesting. But Brandon says he's hoping that they can move past it. Sienna's hoping they can move past it. Did she apologize? I do think she might have apologized, maybe. But either way, they decide together that they are going to move past the issue. Keep that in mind. Let's move on. Now, of course, while all of this is going on, everybody else is in their own little groups discussing how they feel about Brandon and Sienna's connection and really just the house in general. So some of the fellas are outside saying that they like Brandon. They think that Brandon's a really nice guy. They're also talking about how Josh owns the boom boom room, him and Shay. They don't know if anybody is ever going to get a chance to get up in there because they are getting their intimacy on for real, after 12 years. Can I blame them? I can't blame them. But they're hoping other people will get a chance. They all kind of come to the consensus that Sienna is very hot-headed. I heard some of the fellas mention that maybe she has been hurt before, that, you know, she is one of those people, she can go there really quick, and if she would just calm down and give Brandon a chance to speak, that would make everything go a little bit better. I think Chris was the one that said that Brandon was looking weak. And he needed to, he needed to stand up. He needed to be a little bit stronger, which I actually do agree with. But everybody just kind of had their sidebar conversations going on. And I don't think it was anything that I didn't agree with that the other couples were saying. It was just a consensus that she can get very angry. He doesn't get a chance to speak. It was disrespectful for her to say that. Hopefully they can move past it. That's a pretty big one to move past, because it's different when you call anybody when the other gender calls the other gender a B word. It can get real dicey. We all know that, but everybody kind of came to that same thing, and I agree with everything. It doesn't even bear repeating. I do think she's hot-headed. I know she's from New York, and some of the girls from up top, I heard about y'all. Okay, I heard about y'all. But that doesn't mean that I get to rope y'all into a stereotype. It just doesn't mean that, because I'm sure women from New York can also handle their emotions when need be, especially when they're with somebody that they like and they respect. And I'm just wondering if Sienna's respect level for Brandon, and maybe any man, is extremely low, because she doesn't address him in a respectful manner at no point in time, in my opinion. The gentleman also discussed the connection between Jody, I think that's her name, and Aaron, and how there is no connection. They can't even really figure out why the two of them are there. They're not interacting with each other. They're not having any type of alone time with each other. You never really see them together. And so Greg is just wondering, why come? I'm not saying you got to be all up in each other's face. You ain't got to be grabbing and groping on each other, but do y'all even like each other? So that's some more discussion that's going on in the house, and we're going to get back to that too. Now, Brandon and Sienna have cooked a lovely dinner of steak fritters and some twice-baked potatoes, and he got the garnish on there looking real nice. It looked good. I wanted a little piece. Give me some A1, some Heinz 57. I wanted a little piece of that steak as well. You would think they're going to sit down and have a lovely dinner, but not on these messy shows, honey. We can't have no lovely dinner when you got these messy shows involved. Everybody smooth-ass auntie and uncle decide they're going to stand up and play a game. Who put them in charge? Rashonda? Is that her name in the brown? And what day is it? Didn't she have that brown on for another event, or is brown just her color? I don't know. She comes in there a little later. But before then, we got the auntie and uncle running the game, and I don't understand why. I don't know who made them the classroom leads, but they are. So they start playing this game, and immediately I knew it wasn't going to go well. Anytime you get a group together and you start playing question games, it's always reminiscent of Nene and her bedroom event where everybody got into it. That's what I always think about at a party with folks and drinks and all of that, and you start pulling out some games, some question games. So the questions is kind of like superlatives. Who's the most likely to succeed in their relationship? Who's the most likely to do this? Brandon and Sienna take the gold for almost every bad category you can think of. Who's the most toxic? Who's the most argumentative? Who's the one that needs the most counseling? Who's the one that needs this? Except there is a category that they are not taking home. And I believe it's the category for the least connected, or something along those lines. They passed that buck to Jody and Aaron. Jody takes offense to this, because she's just like, I don't gotta be all up in nobody's face. I don't gotta do that. We have our connection. We've connected before. We don't have to do all of that. Aaron comes right up behind her with the stupidity, talking about, yeah, it's whole married couples that don't even live together, and they're married and they're happy and they get along fine. That could all be well and true, and I personally think a lot of folks would thrive if they didn't live together, because y'all know what I say. Y'all already know what I say. But okay, we ain't talking about y'all. Y'all at the beginning stages. Y'all ain't really put no time in like that to even be talking about what married couples is doing and all of that. Y'all aren't connecting in this house, and both of y'all know it. Jody getting hot, she getting irritated, so everybody just kind of looking down like, oh, okay, whatever. They move on. One of the questions was, I want to say, who is the most connected or the most intimate or something along those lines. And while everybody votes for, I think some people voted for Millie and Greg. Maybe some people voted for Diamond and Aaron. I'm not really sure. But I remember Millie and Greg's name coming up. Jody actually voted for Sandia and Chris. Now, we know Sandia and Chris are not that hot and heavy. They not more hot and heavy than Greg and Millie. I do know that. Not that we can see anyway. But she goes on talking about how she just feels like Chris really likes her. I can tell you're really into her. I can tell you really like her. And Chris is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I F with you. That's why I like you. So they having a little, yeah, that's my sis type of vibe across the table. And all of the other couples are noticing that those two, mainly Jody, may have some type of interest or infatuation. She seems to be more interested in Chris than she is in the man sitting right beside her, who she came to connect with. She also seems to be more engaging with Chris at other portions of the show than she is with the man she came to connect with. She also seems to not speak to Chris disrespectfully the way that she speaks to the man that she came to connect with. So everybody else is noticing, including Sandia. Sandia's peeping game as well, unless they just catching her face at awkward moments, but it seemed like she peeping game as well, but she voted for them, okay, her bestie, Chris. I would like to correct my own country as is steak frites. Y'all know I'm country, okay? I don't know. I thought it was called fritters. So if you made it to this part of the review, I've already corrected myself. It was steak frites. Bourgeois. Okay, so everybody's auntie and uncle pulls Shay and Josh to the side, just kind of seeing where their head is at. Also asking them about getting married. And Josh is ready. He was like, he definitely wants to be getting married sooner rather than later. They've already talked about it. Then Diamond hit him with I heard you had a baby on her. I said, oh, we ain't gonna ease into this situation. And Josh was like, yeah, it was messed up. It was kind of like a roommate situation. And I told her about it immediately. And Shay said, yeah, he didn't wait 9 months. Shay, that don't make it no better. But I get what you're saying, girl. Some people wait till the baby get here. Listen, that's all I got to say about it. I think it's very irresponsible for Josh to be having sex with a roommate situation raw and coming in her. I'm just going to have to keep it plain like that. Sorry to be vulgar, but that's very irresponsible to do if you don't want children with said roommate. I don't know if y'all was drunk or if the moment was high, but it was a very, very bad decision. And I hope those are not common mistakes that you make. And I'll just leave that at that. They gonna try to work through it, y'all. They gonna work through it. They already worked through it. I mean, the child is like 4, so they already worked through it. And they gonna get married. Josh, I hope you ain't pulling stuff like that no more, especially not with no roommates. Because what the hell, you just slipped and fell into her room into some we don't need to examine it. It was 4 years ago. Let's keep going. Now, this part of the show is a little bit strange to me, and in my opinion, not well thought out. It's already given, let's stretch the show out as much as possible, and I don't really like that. It was kind of unproductive. Rashonda comes to tell them at dinner that they're going to be meeting each other's friends and family, and Brandon and Sienna are going first. And in my mind, I thought that they were going first and we were going to see another couple go throughout the episode. But it kind of looks like it's going to be one couple per episode doing the meetups. And then you don't really get to see any interaction between one, you know what I'm saying? Like one person's friend and the person that they're dating. That's how they do it on Ready to Love. But I guess they're trying to switch it up. So basically, Brandon's friend comes over and Brandon is just giving him the rundown on how things have been going. He does meet Sienna, but it's very quick. It's very much a, hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And if they did have any other engagement, then it was just off camera. So Brandon is telling him the situation, saying that they definitely have chemistry. He's definitely attracted to her. They did have a little problem. And so the friend is just like, oh, what's going on? And he lets his friend know that Sienna called him a bitch. Y'all, when I tell you the friend was looking like, now say what now? And speaking of the friend. Now, y'all, I know it's hard, fellas. Okay, I'm a woman, so I can put on a wig and all of that. But what's going on with the front of their head? What's going on with the front of the head, friend? What's going on with the front of the head? I ain't gonna talk about this, man. But why you comb it over like... And he looked like he got a nice little hook in the back of his head. He could go bald, and I think he would look just fine. But he don't want to do that shit. He holding on. So anyway, The friend's face is just like, no, that don't sound good. But Brandon is saying he can move past it, and the friend is like, all right, well, if you think you can move past it, maybe y'all can keep going. But that's something that I would just I would tread lightly with that one for sure. Sienna's friend comes to visit. They've been friends for 5 years. This her girl and all this, that, and the third. And Sienna, you a faux lock wearing lie. You are a liar. You sat there and downplayed everything that you have done in these interactions with Brandon. And I noticed you did not tell your friend that you called him a bitch. Did she tell her friend she called him a bitch? Hold on. I'm going to go check before I say that. I went back and watched it. No, she did not tell her friend that she called that man a bitch. She left that out of the story. But she did tell the friend that she has he said that she could be dramatic. I noticed the friend didn't disagree. She hit a little chuckle. That means it's true. And then she says that he went and talked to another woman about me, to which the friend doesn't like. If I'm hearing that as a friend, I'm going to have the same reaction that the friend had. However, Sienna is not telling the whole story. He went to that other woman to see where he went wrong. Like, did I do something wrong? Am I handling this the wrong way? I really don't feel like Brandon went to Millie in a way where he was talking mess about Sienna. I just didn't get that at all. Then she tells the friend that when they did the Kama Sutra position, he said he was bored. Now, that was a little rude. That was a little rude of Brandon to do. And I can see why the friend was just like, I don't like him already. But your friend not really telling everything, friend. She not really telling all the stuff that she did, but she's downplaying it. You know, we've been arguing. No, y'all been doing more than arguing. You've been being disrespectful, my love. But nothing really gets accomplished there because the friend doesn't really get to interact with Brandon. And then Brandon's friend don't get to interact with Sienna. So the way that they're doing this is kind of weird. I don't understand it. It seemed like a waste of time to me. What did y'all think about that? Don't you think they should kind of be interacting with each other, or am I tripping? Then we got kind of like the little nothing parts of the show, and I call them nothing because they're not really a big deal. Not big, important plot points of the show. Diamond is talking to her daughter on FaceTime. She's telling her daughter that they're having a really good time, that they are connecting. She's really glad to be able to have this time with Aaron. She also tells her daughter that when she walked up to the table to have dinner with Aaron started crying. The daughter did not look impressed by that. But y'all know how it is. I don't know about y'all, but I got to see my mom date and meet and fall in love more than once, because my mom's been married twice and all of that. And after a while, you just want your mama to be happy, child. You don't even care about the extras. You just like, do you like them? Are you happy? Okay, good. I don't even care about this man crying and all this other stuff y'all got going on. Get me off this FaceTime call. I just came to see if you was all right. Then after that, the other nothing part of the show is Greg and Millie. Well, not really nothing. We see them connecting in the hot tub and getting schmoozy and cozy and cute and all of that. They're very good looking couple together. Greg is letting us know that he want Millie bad, and by bad I mean down in his loins. Okay, they burning, not burning like that. Okay, burning like this, but not like that. He's feeling a lustful energy for Millie, but he liked that Millie is making him work for it. I said, Greg, you say some of the creepiest things. Not that that's creepy, but like, I don't know, like, whenever I hear men be like, yeah, I like that she make me work for it, it's just like, ew, you guys are so primitive. But he liked that Millie is making him work for it, but he want her. He want her real bad. But when it's time, it's going to be time. He not trying to rush nothing. Now, he say he not trying to rush nothing, but he went in for the kiss that night, and it probably could have been romantic, but it looked to me like Millie didn't want to do it. And later on, I found out I was right. At first, I was thinking she was camera shy, but that wasn't really the issue. When she gets with the girls, Millie says that Greg just kind of, it's like he just did it, like, don't try to force a moment on me. Don't be trying to put it on me like that. Like, ease me into it. Don't plot on me. I actually like when she said that, because I was like, yeah, it do kind of feel like you getting plotted on. But at the same time, y'all in the jacuzzi, y'all rubbing on each other. I'm sure in his mind he was like, this is it. Let me show her I want her. They think differently, totally different than the kind of time we went on. But the kiss wasn't romantic at all. It was loud. It was all smacky, and I was just like, well, I didn't like it at all. It wasn't giving good. But she wants things to happen organically, and she get to talking about goosebumps and butterflies. Child, shut up. All right, nobody got time for that. But hopefully next time their kiss will be a lot more romantic and organic for Millie. Yeah, hang it up flat screen, baby. Hang it up flat screen. You just sitting there looking uncomfortable, like, This man and Jody are lightweight playing in y'all face. So they downstairs shaking up drinks, everybody having a good time. And Chris mentions that Brandon is one of his favorite people in the house. And he was like, him and Jody, man, Jody, you know, like we got that connection. Like, you know how sometimes when you with people, it's organic and you just vibe. And Jody is just like, yeah, oh yeah. She just a giggling, honey. We can see all them teeth. We don't never see them teeth when she talking to Aaron or when she talking about Aaron. So they just sitting there giggling, talking about how they vibe. And he said he not egotistic. He forgot the coal. But I ain't talking about nobody because I just said steak fritters earlier. So I guess I ain't got no room. But anyway, they having a little tee-hee and a TT. And I can't tell if they just catching Sandia's face at random moments and she don't know what's going on, or she actually can see that Jody might like Chris. And Chris don't like Jody. I don't think he likes Jody like that, but I think he is okay with Jody liking him. Like he likes the attention that he's getting from her. So I'm telling Sandia, you need to hang it up flat screen. And I would say the same thing to Aaron, but Aaron's sitting his ass over there asleep. Aaron, are you in the room with us, baby? He's sitting over there literally asleep. I watched that scene over and over again to see if I was seeing what I was really seeing. And I was seeing what I was seeing. Y'all, that man was asleep. Go to bed, Aaron. That girl don't like you anyway. You might as well take yourself upstairs to your living quarters. And then at another point, they having some drinks, and I guess Jody didn't want all. She just wanted a little bit. She didn't want a full glass. There was a full glass sitting there, and she was like, oh, well, you can take that one. I don't really want a full one. He was like, I don't really want a full one either, so I can just take some of yours. And she was just like, oh my gosh, you're like a 6-year-old. Aaron, I guess he tired of that, honey. That earring was dangling. He said, you're not going to keep talking to me like that, okay? That's what he said in his mind. He didn't say it to her. He was just like, it ain't even really like that. I'm not trying to drink out of your drink. I'm not trying to take your stuff. All I was saying was I didn't want no full cup either, so it wasn't even like that. Like, you ain't even got to say it like that. I said, that's right, Aaron. Talk to her the way she talking to you, because I'm getting tired of her treating him like he's a child. If you going to treat him like a child, either be done with him or don't deal with younger men at all if you're going to be talking down to him like that. She don't like that boy. She just want to stay on the show so she can look at Chris, the object of her affection. But Aaron, you need to wake up, baby. Just wake up. Literally. Now, I ain't talking about just how you was sitting at that counter sleep. I mean, wake up in general. Now, just what I said was going to happen is happening right now. Instead of being focused on their relationship, Diamond and Aaron are in the boom room discussing everything that they feel about everybody else. Okay, they comparing their counseling notes for the day. Now, Diamond is going to fulfill her commitment to the Lord. There will be no sex in the champagne room. I know I told my age with that joke, but whatever. There will be no sex in the intimacy suite tonight because she gonna save that for whenever they get married. But she loves pleasure and she loves to be pleasured, so they can have kissing and touching, but it will be no fornication going on in the room, even but low key. Even if you don't break skin, child, you know, you can get the sinning in there real easily. But okay, fine. All right, so they talking about Jody and Aaron, and she just goes ahead and says that she thinks Jody would prefer to be with Chris just based on their interactions. They may have talked about another couple while they was in there. I can't really remember. But what I really want to talk about is this, y'all. Why I didn't notice this nail polish? Why I didn't notice that? And I already know what y'all gonna say. It don't mean nothing. Dennis Rodman wear nail polish. D Wade wear nail polish. A1 from Love and Hip Hop wear nail polish. But what do all three of these men have in common? These men are eccentric. You know, they kind of got a flair about them, and it plays out from head to toe. Like their style, their speech, the way that they, you know, it's some men that wear nail polish where I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see him wearing some nail polish. Now, would I want to date a man that wear nail polish? Probably not. Okay, call me what you will. That probably wouldn't be something that I could get with. But there are some women who could get with it. But I wasn't. And then he had one painted another color. Now, y'all know how we used to do that back in the day. He had old throwback nasty nail. I think one of them was blue and the rest of them was like a chocolate brown. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Because most of the time when I see D Wade in them with their nails, it's usually black. Just one solid color. This is a little different. It's a little different to me. I ain't going to call it. But I bet you they be looking at Aaron in the church like, oh, hells no. Hells no. Okay. The preacher's son got on that nail polish. We knew about him when he came through the door. I'm sure they be talking about Aaron, but I'm going to try not to, make too much of it because I don't want to upset nobody on the channel, but I'm just asking what y'all think about the nail polish and what y'all think about the one nail being the cerulean. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We can move on. But I don't need to be saying nothing about Aaron because while Aaron is being everybody's smooth uncle and telling everybody what to do, he got a mouthful of toes. Yes, that's right, baby. He told Diamond he was going to get on them toes, and he got on them toes, and I'm telling you, it was gag worthy. I don't even want y'all to look at this too long. Let's keep going. Well, we couldn't end the episode without Follox cutting up the damn food. So she's up there talking to Shay, and Shay, I need you to stop. All right? Like, it's at a certain point, you can't have your girl back no more. You don't even know her like that. So you don't need to be having her back. But Shay trying to stick to the girl code. Now, they start out talking about Shay and Josh and them getting married and what kind of wedding they gonna have. Y'all always in Shay and Josh business. Y'all need to be in your own business. Shay like me though. She hella cleaning up in there. And I'm just like that. I can't go to bed good if my surroundings is not clean. And when I get nervous or I get in an environment where I don't know what to do with myself, I'll just start cleaning up. I've cleaned up many a person's house just because I didn't know what else to do in their home. So I just got to clean it. One of my friends, her name is Heather. We used to work together at Victoria's Secret. This is such a random story, but I went and I spent New Year's with her and her husband. Why? I don't know. I think we had just got off work and we just wanted to chill because we had to work again the next day. So I spent New Year's with her and her husband, and I got to cleaning up, child. I had done got drunk, and she was like, "Ooh, she's a clean drunk." I got to washing her dishes. I done took the dog outside. Her husband said, "You are welcome over here anytime." Anyway, y'all. So while they talk about all of that, Brandon comes in the room. And so Shay says she going to excuse herself. She going to come back later. Right around the time that Brandon was coming in the room, they were getting into a discussion, her and Shay, about her having a problem with Brandon going to talk to Millie about her. And she wants to know what was said. Now, Shay does understand that she wants to know what was said, but this is my problem with Sienna. Why you didn't bring this up a long time ago when you was talking to your aunt and uncle downstairs? You just now it's like you trying to find something new to be mad at him about. Y'all done had all day to discuss that. If you wanted to know what was said, you could have said it downstairs. You could have said it in the kitchen. You could have said it when the friends came over. Now you just now want to get to it, and it's time to go night-night. So Brandon probably coming up there thinking they might get a little smooch action going on. But no. She got some work for him when he get in there. She says that, yeah, we up here talking about how you embarrassed me on national television. No, you embarrassed your damn self on national television more than anybody else could have embarrassed you. When you said you was bored, are you bored? I don't want to bore you. What did you say to Millie about me? And so Brandon is just like, well, it was kind of like a personal conversation. What did you say? And he was like, well, I really didn't say anything. What did you say? What was said? What was said? She getting heated, and she was just like, I want to know what you said, and I don't know what's so hard about you telling me what she said about me. You could be talking trash about me for all I know. You could be talking about me for all I know. It must have been something bad. Like, she don't let him get a word out. Every time he start talking and start going into it, it's what was said. What did you say? What did you say? He was like, I'm trying to talk to you about what was said. You not giving me a moment edgewise to get it out. She is going off on him, y'all. He is exasperated. And just at this point, I'm just like, Brandon, let it go. And speaking of let it go, another one. I see why you and your friend are friends. Fellas, and at some point, we got to let it go. Hey, let it go, Brandon. Looks like another ball TKO. But it's at the top part, Sometimes you can revive that, get your little Rogaine, rosemary cloves or something, get the rubbing around, a little wild grow. We might could get that back. But when he put his head down, I said, friend. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me keep going. Brandon get downstairs because he not getting nothing accomplished. Sienna come downstairs and throw the flowers at him. And it's a cold day in the pits of hell when Chris is making more sense than anybody else in the room. Shay comes down there. She kind of trying to cape for her girl a little bit. I don't know why. I guess she want to just maybe she's seen a good side of Sienna and she probably likes her as a friend, but you're not in a relationship with Sienna and you ain't pissed her off yet. I bet you if you piss her off, she gonna give you the same kind of energy she giving Brandon. But Chris is actually making sense. They stopped Josh on his way out the door to get his input. Josh got his coat on, looked like he was on his way to smoke him a Newport or a Black and Mild. I'm not really sure, but he was on his way outdoors either way. So he got to stop and talk to them about what's going on. He was just like, she kind of hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she just want to know. You got to make her feel like she know what's going on. You got to make her feel assured, and you could try this again. I think y'all just need a reset. Brandon said, "Oh no, sir. There will be no resetting." I know I can say never, but Brandon, you at this point, you need to stand on, I ain't even gonna say stand on business because I'm getting tired of people saying that anyway. You need to stand on entrepreneurship, full ownership, limited liability company. You need to really stand on something right now, because if you don't, you're going to fall for anything. I would not be surprised. I'm not going to put no money on it yet. If Brandon is there next week talking about he going to start over. And if he does, she is not going to have any respect for you. You need to leave that woman where she is. She not right. She not rap tight. Anybody that can go from 0 to 100 like that, I don't want to deal with. I don't want to be with. And then she's unapologetic about it. This is the type of woman that will stab you. I wouldn't stick around for it if I was him. I can't really say if he is or not. I'm kind of on the fence with Brandon. But if I was him, I definitely would not do it again. There's nothing to salvage here. When she came and threw them flowers, I was like, hell to the no, to the no. Get your stuff. I would have got my stuff in the middle of the night, packed my bags, changed my number. She would have never heard from me again. See, men, that thing where y'all don't like to be the bad guy, y'all really need to learn how to let that go, because it's going to get you killed. What you need to be able to say is, I am okay with being the villain in your story. I will be the bad guy in your life. You can talk about me. You can tell everybody, because that's the thing y'all don't want to happen. Y'all don't want her telling everybody that you did her wrong. You want to be able to tell your side of the story. I'm like that too. I don't want nobody bad mouthing me when I know what really happened. But guess what? I'll be the bad guy in your story if it means I can get the hell up away from you. And that's what you need to do. You need to pack your stuff. She real cute. She still got too much damn hair in her head. Even when she had on that wig, it was just a few tracks too much. But she real cute. But it's not worth all of that. It's not worth all of that. And you see why she is where she is. Leave her where she at, Brandon. Go on about your life. You seem like you real, like a little bit of a pushover. And there are some women who can appreciate that. It really is. And they'll be nice to you and everything. I think you need to go over there with them women. Like I said, it's a cold day in hell when Chris is making sense. Shay, quit caping for that girl. Josh, going outside and smoke your Newport or your Black and Mild or whatever it was you about to do. Don't add to none of this. Brandon, you don't need to be there next week. Don't do no exercises with this girl. She is crazy. Be okay with being the villain in the story, because she is definitely the villain in this bitch tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.